Good afternoon, everybody on Facebook, social media, different sites that are out there, and you're a very warm welcome to my studio today. Yes, I'm in my very lush recording studio here at my mansion, which I call the Moffett Manor. So you're all very, very welcome to Uplift Performing Arts' page today for one of our first ever live interview series that we're going to be running over this period of time to add a bit of love, a bit of positivity, passion, and just to have a bit of banter. So the idea is over the next couple of weeks or so, I'm going to ask a lot of my friends from the States, over kind of different parts of the world, to come on, talk about what they do, and pass on a good old positive message to you all. Alrighty, so today we have a very special guest. He was the first person I thought of for this series because I know a lot of our Uplift students out there love this guy to pieces. I think a lot of our staff love him more than they love me, which is fine. That's totally fine. He's a handsome guy. I get it. And yeah, so without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together as we have a live studio audience, by the way. Yes, there they are for Mr. Shaidon Wood. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm going to do it. Here he is. Oh, what? Hello, my friend. Looking gorgeous as always, darling.
Uplift.
I tell you. Hilarious. Well, my friend, how are you?
I'm good, handsome. How are you?
Me, I'm not too bad. I am going slightly stir crazy in my house with my kids, but but it's all good.
I love all of Amy's videos.
Oh my gosh. When you have like a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old who just want to like push each other's buttons, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. So, but Amy's doing really well. Amy is she is a trooper. Like, she is so good. She has the patience of a saint, where I, like, something happens and I just go, Lydia! Where she's like, Lydia, darling, you need to relax. You need to chill. Not that she's a southern lady or anything, but that's kind of the way she is. So, yeah, there you go. But she's doing pretty good.
Hilarious.
You know, it's all good.
Good.
So,
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was gonna say, I love all the things you guys are doing together. One of my favorite things was the daddy-daughter dance.
Oh, that was so cute, right? But I nearly missed that. Oh my gosh, I nearly missed it because I was working down at the studio and something had popped up, and I was like literally on my computer typing faster than the speed of sound to try and get everything done to be up to the house at like 6:30, because like they go to bed at like 7:30. So they were like, Amy's like, you have to get home. You have to make sure you get into your suit, and I was like, yes. So that's so I pretty much like raced home after like locking everything up. Got home, the girls were already in their gowns, and then they were like, oh, okay, let's go, daddy, let's go do it. And I was like, okay, that's fine, let's go do it. So it was so cute, and I just holding their hands and twisting them around. Those are the kind of memories that, you know, even during these times when things are hard and you look back and go, that's cute, that was cool. So yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you know what, I love the optimism you guys share as a family. I think it's very rare to find that in a mom and a dad that have 3 kids, let alone 1 baby. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's like okay, you know. But I love all like the tasks and the games you guys are playing. It's awesome, especially right now with what everything's going on. I really appreciate seeing the videos, and I really appreciate you guys reaching out to other people and being able to be a positive example.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. It is hard. Don't get me wrong. It is hard. And there are some days that you just get like curveballs thrown at you and you just go, oh. Like, for example, I was doing like this video project for a company, and they asked me to put a tutorial together. So I did, and I sent it, and they came back a day later to say, yeah, Ryan, it's really good, but we're not going to use it because you're far too enthusiastic. And I was like, okay. I was like, all right, I don't get that, but that's totally fine. They were just like, yeah, our guys won't, they'll just shut off. They won't listen to you. And I was like, shmeh, you guys need Jesus. So so that was fun. We have some live comments going on here as well. We have Nicole McIntyre. She says, hey guys. We have Amy, my wife, who says that magic doesn't happen without this fairy godmother. We have Heather Sprott, who I think is back home from Liverpool. She says, love you, Shy. And then Taylor Clements, she also says hi too. So Yeah, that's yeah, woo. So Shy, let's get started with our little interview, okay? So first of all, tell the wonderful
Let's
people
hear it.
about yourself.
Well, first of all, let me just give a shout out to Jack and Sophie before I start this, because I need to give a shout out to those two for their amazing show. And I cannot wait to see their next episodes and be able to see how that's going to go. Secondly, I want to give a shout out to Jenna McCartney before she kills me, because I am absolutely in love with her. Cannot wait to see her whenever things happen. And I'm excited for August to come. Now, going on to what you asked me. Thank you so much, first of all, for having me on the show, Ryan. This has been a phenomenal thing to look towards for my week. I am a professional dancer, as you know. Most of you might know as well. I'm a professional dancer working at the Fred Astaire Dance Studios in London. I've been a professional ballroom and Latin dancer for almost 2.5 years now. I have done quite a few projects myself when it comes to performance, when it comes to theater, when it comes to touring. But I do have to say that one of my passions in life is people, societies, how we work, logical standpoint, and how everything right now is happening. And I'm very interested to see how the arts is going to be incorporated into what we need as human beings, right? And I think you were just like I was talking to you about how you and Amy have done such a great job of just being such a positive example for not only families but for people to have a different perspective on things that are happening right now. But honestly, I've been performing since I was, I think I don't even remember how long now. Wait, it's been a while. It's been a while.
Were you a wee nipper?
A wee nipper. Is that what you call it? A wee nipper? A wee nipper. I've been performing since I was a wee nipper.
What did you start with? Did you start with like dance, or like what was your kind of background and how did you get into things?
I started with gymnastics.
Oh, cool.
I started with gymnastics, went to acro, then kind of went into jazz, and then I actually have a minor degree in modern dance choreography.
Cool.
From Western University here in London. Yeah. And it's so funny because you said wee nipper. I'm gonna just backtrack for a second because I have said all these random things because since I've been back from last year in Ireland, which was one of the greatest experiences of my life. I love, shout out to that cast of Broadway to Belfast 2019 because oh my God, love them so much. And it just like they taught me all these little things, and I came back and I started using it, and I just like I've been like sitting down having a cup of coffee and thinking in my head, that's us now.
Man, I don't know if that's a cup of coffee you have in your hand or if it's a pint. Look at the size of that thing. Like,
or if it's a pint.
We should probably tell everybody that it is like, what, 10 o'clock in the morning, your time?
Yeah, it's like 10 a.m. right now. It's a coffee.
10 a.m. It is 10 a.m., folks. He's not that Irish yet.
I know. Later tonight, it might not be a coffee. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But
that's hilarious.
But to be honest with you, like Guinness is not as good here, so I can't. Well, I can't ever talk about Guinness. Yeah. But it's so funny because the kids actually, I say kids, but they're amazing people that we worked with last year. They gave me a little book of terms of like Irish terms and things like that. So I'll just like throw them out every now and then on my lessons, and people are like, what? And I'm like, you don't get it. It's fine. You weren't in Ireland. It's okay.
Yeah, you weren't there with us. You didn't experience it. All right. Well, listen. Tell us a little bit about what you do now. What do you do for a living?
Right now, I am a professional, like I said, a professional ballroom Latin and dance instructor. I absolutely love the studio I work at, Fred Astaire Dance Studios in London. I have
Ontario,
such
folks.
a passion
London,
for that
Ontario.
place.
London, Ontario.
Yeah, Ontario. Yeah, sorry, yes, London, Ontario. No, I'm just kidding. London, Ontario. And I had, was that like a little cockney? I was like, London, baby.
You're not mine.
But yeah. No, so basically right now I am I'm a dance instructor for ballroom and Latin. We have been around for over 45 years. This is our 45th year right now as a studio, as London.
You know what? That means,
and we are celebrating it this year. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. That it's a fantastic industry. I love the franchise that I work for. Our leader is phenomenal. My mentor, she's a mentor of mine, and she runs a studio like how she would run a family.
Mm-hmm.
And we are a team no matter what we do together. Like for right now instance, we're trying to figure out everything with online classes and trying to figure out how to get things going that way. We're
Mm-hmm.
trying our best to, like, the managers are working overtime right now to be able to figure out how to manage with staff online, manage with students online, manage with just even how to coordinate between everything that's going on. You know what I mean?
Right,
They're they're
100%.
they're
Yeah.
filling us in with how, yeah, they're filling us in with how, let's say, pardon me, like let's say how payments going to work, things like that. They're filling us in on how schedules are going to work. They're trying to give us a good balance between work life and home life, because it's not always easy to work from home. You know
Right.
what I mean? It's just like, you have the same space that you're in, and all of a sudden you have to turn it into your workspace, and
Mm-hmm.
then all of a sudden you just switch it back to a relaxing space. So I think personally for me, I'm getting a good practice between understanding the difference of turning my brain on
Okay.
and turning my brain off.
Right.
You know,
Which whenever
so I
whenever
think
we worked at home, we had our office and stuff at home. I find that really hard because whenever you got an email, you just wanted to respond to it really quick, and or if you got a project, you wanted to go, oh, I could do that in like 5 minutes. But then realizing that your
yeah.
evenings were so special for you, and making sure that you had that time to switch off and being able to get that balance. When we moved down to the new studio, I thought, okay, well, I've got it, so I can leave stuff here and go home and just spend time with the wife and the kids. But it's hard. It is a tricky thing to try and get your head around.
Yeah, no kidding. Seriously, honestly, and I think that I really admire you for that, Ryan, because even when I was there, I used to see you working all the time, but you had such a calm demeanor about you, and it's very hard to have a self mastery aspect to that when it comes to working from home, just because, like you said, you can even take, okay, I'll work till 6 today. You can
Right.
say that, and then all of a sudden, you're like, okay, let me just kind of finish this up for a second. All of a sudden, it's 7:30, and you've lost like an hour and a half
Mm-hmm.
that you didn't even realize you were going to value if you stopped.
Right.
And it's like, okay, well, I need to start making, a bit more stricter decisions for my mind, and being able to have such self mastery over myself and my mind to be able to shut off when I need to shut off. You know what I mean?
100%.
And I think that right now, yeah, and I think that right now it's a really great practice for human beings to be able to see not just the value of your own self, and to be able to self reflect and really prioritize what you need right now, but also to see the importance of the social aspect of things.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Like,
how much we really need
how
each other.
you were talking earlier about the online stuff, and you've been doing some like testers back and forth and stuff. We moved to online classes about a week ago. Amy started doing her ballet and her tap classes and stuff from the home studio, and then this week we did our junior performing arts class and our senior performing arts class, and I've done a drum lesson, and I finished a guitar lesson just before this interview today. And I think one of the things I've really enjoyed about them is the fact that I'm still getting to see the students in which I've built a relationship with and getting to talk to them. But the one thing I've also noticed is, like, there also seems to be a bit of anxiety out there about, like, the whole, I don't think I'm going to enjoy them. I don't, and at the minute it's the only option that we have because we physically can't get together to do it physically. So, what would be your encouragement to students out there who may be thinking, oh, I don't know if I would like a Zoom class. I don't know if I would really get anything from it.
I think that the one thing to start with regarding that is patience.
Mm-hmm.
Just because right now I know that the teachers over there, I'm sure at Uplift, just like every teacher around the world, or every fitness trainer, every dancer that's trying to do their business online right now, it's all about trial and error right
Mm-hmm.
now. There's a lot of people that are trying their best to make things work. They're trying their hardest to see, okay, is the background going to be okay? Is the audio going to be okay? Is the video, the music, is my voice going to cut out with this? Am I going to be able to hear the music? Is my student going to be able to hear the music? How are we going to portray the information from one screen to another? And right now, like you said, Ryan, it's the only option.
Yeah.
So kind of playing off of that, because there's so much trial and error going on, sometimes it may seem like, oh man, like, is this ever going to happen? But you have to get everything wrong at least 1,000 times before you get it right once. But once that one right thing happens, it is so worth it. especially right now, because Uplift has been such a phenomenal outlet for different students all over Carrickfergus, not just Carrickfergus, but also Belfast, everywhere. People, I would love it to see people from all over Ireland come to Carrickfergus for, let's say, like a week to do the camp, to do like all these different things, to see how much it's worth it. Right now, it's not possible because we're trying to do social distancing, physical distancing. So to be honest with you, right now is probably a harder time, because you can get access to the information online. Now, that being said, it's not always easy to go over screen to screen, but the important thing is you have to remember how to keep your muscles active, how to keep your voice active. You have to have specific motivation. You've got to have specific persistence. That is not easy as a human being to maintain by yourself. The reason being, science studies have shown that we are social creatures. Yes, independence and yes, self-reflection are very important for you, but you have to remember that you need social time. We are interactive people, we are interactive creatures, and with online lessons, they are the only way right now to be able to continue what you need to do as a performer, as a dancer, as a fitness trainer, as whatever you need, whatever you'd like to call it. Having that interaction between you and your trainer, between you and your teacher, especially at Uplift or anywhere else, you get a chance to not only check in with someone and kind of get a chance to understand where someone else is coming from with all of this going on, but also you have a chance to maintain what you've worked on for the past however many years or months or weeks or days, whatever the time is you've been working so hard on your instrument, on your body, on different things. And because online lessons are now starting to become the mainstream way of only doing things, it is very important to keep that in your life, because don't get me wrong, it is a choice. It definitely is a choice, 100%. As much as to each his own, but at the same time, it will help because of the interactive side of it. Like I said, humans are interactive beings, and we need that time. It is so rejuvenating for your mind. Not even just, let's say, okay, put aside the fact that you're going to be practicing your instrument, practicing yourself. It is rejuvenating to your mind, your soul, and your spirit to be able to actually be sane in the time where you are locked away. I don't want to say locked away. I want to say it's a bad term. I'm talking about, you know what I mean? It is isolation. It is isolation. You're gonna, like you said, you're gonna go a little stir crazy, which is normal. You're gonna find that you're like, okay, I can't stay in this space any longer. Okay, well, as responsible human beings, we have to do our part in a society to be able to nip this thing in the butt before things get any worse. So we're trying our best to do whatever we can. Alongside your teachers, alongside the staff, we are also trying to get information and online classes out to you. So my advice, my encouragement to any student all over the world would be, try it. Just try a couple, and at least try 3 things. Try it 3 times. You have to try something at least 3 times before you decide if you actually loved it or not. You know what I mean? So if you get a chance to try it, try at least 3 classes. Trial and error, how it goes for yourself. Trial and error. Just kind of feel it out. Be okay, you know what? Maybe this is something that I want to do. Maybe this is something that I don't want to do. But just try it.
I think this is the perfect time as well. Trying something that you normally don't do might be something good as well, because then it's helping to build up that new skill set, but also having the comfortability of being back in your house and trying something. So if, like, say you wanted to learn guitar, or say you wanted to learn drums, or a one-on-one voice lesson, or you wanted to try tap for a difference in even though you don't have tap shoes or something along. And I think it's important to say as well that we're not just talking about uplift classes here. We're talking about studio owners and people all over the world who are now trying to get their craft online so that it benefits people around. Because I know that, back at home, we have a closed group page with all the theatre directors and studio owners. And it's difficult to hear some of the stories that are coming from their studios about, how things have changed so drastically and how many people have moved on to the online systems. But what's been encouraging by that is that they've all been sharing the positives of how to make it work. So you were talking earlier about audio or cameras or anything like that to log into the Zoom systems and stuff, and they've been sharing how they work so that other people who are then going to log in and try and get them set up for their students are figuring all of that out as well, which is mega. Let's talk a little bit about this summer. Fingers crossed, pandemic over. we get you here
Yes.
for our next installment of Broadway to Belfast. Also, just on a quick commercial break, is that if you are at home and you're in front of your computer and you would wish to put a question towards Shai, we're going to do a thing at the very, very end. We're going to do quick fire questions with Shai. So if you comment, I will see them here on my screen and I will be able to ask him. So if you have any questions, even if it's like, what is your favorite ice cream? Stick it in the comments, comment below, and I will ask this wonderful man. Okay, commercial over. So pandemic is going crazy all over the world. It's not just here. It's obviously at different levels around the world. But this summer, we are going to be getting together, fingers crossed, in August for Broadway to Belfast. Tell us about what you enjoyed about last year and what you're looking forward about this year.
Oh, you're putting me on the spot here for that. My God. Okay. There are numerous things that I adored about last year. I from the moment I got off the plane, first of all, I love Ireland, love it to bits. I still remember the first time. I'm going to detract for a second, but I literally got off the plane and I told the security officer, I was like, I have a bus in 3 minutes and I don't know if I can make it to Dublin. And he looks at me and goes, oh, and he grabs my hand and then drags me all the way to the front of the immigration and then literally the front of the immigration and then literally just puts me right through and I get on the bus within 10 minutes and I'm like, I made it anyway. So that just how accommodating, how beautiful, how hospitable the country is. I loved every moment of being in that country. At the same time, Broadway to Belfast, what a project. What a different kind of project. What a phenomenal time period. 2 weeks felt like 3 days because of how fast it went by. The hard work that I saw from all of those kids, I don't want to say kids because they're not kids, all of those people.
Young adults.
1 second, my cat's going a little crazy. Hey, calm down. This is my cat, everybody. Sorry, she's like
famous now.
In the window.
She's like famous. Oh, that's hilarious. What do you call your cat?
Her name's Gabby.
Hey, Gabby. Meow,
Gabby
meow,
Tabby.
meow. Sophie Greer is probably freaking out right now. She's like, "Oh my word, he has a cat!"
Oh my God, I can imagine. Oh, Sophie Greer!
We did this thing where we had like staff challenges, and one of them was a staff backbend. Now I epically failed, but Sophie did it really, really well. But one of
staff backbend.
Yeah, you had like backbend, crab crawl, whatever it was.
Of course,
just in a closed group page. But what was funny about Sophie's was like her cat literally walked in front of her camera as she was about to start, and it was just really funny. It was really cool.
She would.
She would.
That is hilarious. She would rock that too.
So
her hair just like all.
You're looking forward to this year, yes?
Oh, I am so looking forward to this year. So I'm just gonna backtrack. Everything got distracted there, just the hard work that I saw from those kids. Every single morning I woke up, I was so motivated to go in and start the warm up, and we were starting runs, we were starting everything. We all grew together so strongly as a cast. With the leadership of you and Amy, it was just a magnificent time. And the amount of work we were able to do, because everyone got so focused. Everyone said, okay, you know what? We're part of this team. We're part of this family. Broadway to Belfast is going to be fantastic. And it was one of the greatest experiences of my life. I am so looking forward to coming this year, and I am putting all the positive vibes out there because nothing is going to stop us from having Broadway to Belfast this year. Like, we have to.
It has to happen.
This has to be done. It has
to happen. And I know, like, news comes out, and what will be because we have a number of different projects that we want to happen in the summer. Like, we have an exchange cast going to Kentucky to do a student exchange program, and then we have our own cast who are supposed to be going to do summer camps in Danville, Kentucky, and things like that, and our summer stage program and things like that. So, but that's all in around July time. So we know that over April, May, and June, it's gonna be so tough. But we have every finger, every toe crossed, and I know there's probably health people out there who are like, this isn't gonna change for a long time, and I get that, but we need to have faith, we need to have hope, and we just hope that the government are doing all the right things to make sure that we're making it a shorter period of time, and hopefully all those guys who are working in the NHS, you know, we applaud you guys. So hold on, we applaud them for all the hard work that they're doing in the NHS, but also all over the world, people in the health services and carers. We love you guys. Thank you so much for what you're doing and putting yourself on the front line for so many people. You guys are incredible. But like I said, we just got to have faith and hope that this will all go over as soon as it possibly can. But we also know that we need to make sure that we abide to what we're kind of told and things like that. So summer is going to be fun. Back to the Mac Theatre up in Belfast. I think what's fun at the minute, with the way everything's going, and I'd love to hear like if you guys have any other projects that you're thinking of doing over this time. We have a project that we're going to do called Quarantine Live, where we were supposed to have a show about a week ago at the theatre at the Mill called Tribute, that the guys had worked really hard on. There was some really great stuff in there, but it fell through, which is fine, because again, we want to make sure we're doing everything that we're told to. But one of the things was, I was like, these guys are so good that I need to put something out. I need to do something that showcases how cool and how talented they are. So I just threw it out in the group chat. I was like, guys, let's do a live show, just like what I'm doing right now. But what I'd do is I'd put up the videos of you guys singing a song or doing a dance or doing an acting piece, and we'll do it live on Facebook. It's completely free. People just come. They can donate if they want via PayPal, but apart from that, it's just a case of come along, enjoy, and just share a bit of love, share a bit of positivity. And again, it's just getting people to kind of realize that, you know, we're not going to just sit about it, do nothing, because it's going to be, I would go nuts. But I want to try and use this time to think creatively, positively, and try and figure out what we can kind of do, you know. And we would love to hear if you guys have anything coming up or anything like that. Feel free to send it through to me, and I can put it up on our social media pages and things like that. Or if you have any classes or anything like that maybe some of our students would love to join as well, and take a wee Shy Day class or something, you know. Shy Day on a Friday. It's copyrighted. Shy Day on a Friday.
Awesome.
You need to get that on a t-shirt. So that would be really, really cool. Let's go to a couple of questions from our comments. We have one from Taylor Clements that says, Shy, what is your favorite song?
My favorite song. Ooh, Taylor, that's a hard one. Okay, let me see. Oh, that is really hard. You know what? I'm gonna counteract that question, because I do not have a favorite song.
Okay.
I do not have a favorite artist. My response to you, Taylor, is it's whatever kind of mood that I'm feeling. And I do not have a specific song. It's more of a style that I would do. So let's say my most relaxed style is sitting down, listening to some older jazz, sipping a glass of wine, of course. And, that would be it. But if I had to pick maybe my top 3 favorite songs, if I could, let's see, it would be, I'm like, I gotta give her something.
Yeah.
Let me see. Beyonce's Run the World.
Okay.
Has to be, I've got, it's the Lion King Circle of Life, but it is the remix version with the boom 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 boom. Okay. It's like the na singonya boom boom boom. It's really cool. It's a remix version of it. I'm not sure if you guys have heard it, but it's really cool. And then let me give you a third one.
Put you on the spot.
Do you believe in magic?
I know, right? Do you believe in magic? Is that the song?
There you go.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. I swear, I have, like, musically, I have a bit of an 80s heart. I love music from the 80s. It just has so much, like, feel in it and, like, good vibe. I just love it. It's just so good. Like, I remember, like, I was in the van one day, and Harry and Max were with me, and we were going to Whitehead, and they were like, dude, Huey Lewis. And I was like, what? And they started to play, like, Huey Lewis's album, and I was like, this stuff is great. This stuff is so good. It was so good. And like live saxophones and actual live instruments. I don't know. I just gotta, you you just know when it's live music that it just feels good.
It was before the digital era, right?
Yeah.
It was before the digital era, so everything was like just coming together and like.
You know, we were watching. Yeah. Amy and I the other night we were watching Agent Carter because we just got Disney Plus, right? So we're watching Agent Carter, and there was one of the scenes where this guy is just typewritering, right? And I looked at Amy and I was like, I would fall apart if I had to use a typewriter. I was like, because first of all, I suck at spelling, right? And I was like, how many times would I have to use like the whiteout and like literally just pull a paper and just be like, no, no, I've had it. You know, I would be like, I don't know what I would do. I really don't I don't think I could ever use a typewriter. I think, keyboard with a delete button is my friend. So,
that is so funny.
I know.
Oh
Fiona
my God,
McToll,
totally
Molly's mom, is watching, and she says, Ryan, I totally agree with you about the 80s. 100%. So good.
Nice.
So good. All right.
Yes, Mama Molly.
Next question for you, Shai. My wife wants to know what's your favorite style of dance.
Amy Moffett. God, not soul. My favorite style of dance would probably have to be jazz.
Jazz. All right. How come?
Yeah.
That's a good question. How come?
Because it can be incorporated into any type of other style.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So you can incorporate jazz into ballet. You can incorporate jazz into hip hop. You can incorporate jazz into ballroom and Latin, especially ballroom. My God, with a foxtrot. Give me a good jazzy foxtrot. We are done. It's perfect.
Dynamite.
And you can jazz and tap, jazz and everything. Jazz is one of the most malleable and most versatile genres of dance, and I absolutely adore it.
That is awesome. Okay, I have a question for you. We were talking about Agent Carter, right, on Disney Plus. So we recently got Disney Plus, which is really cool. I'm now starting to try and go through like Marvel movies in specific orders, which is kind of fun. So we started off with Captain America. Next, we're going to go to Captain Marvel, things like that. The kids absolutely adore it because Lydia's like, oh my word, they have a Rapunzel series. This is amazing. Not that she talks like that in any way, shape, or form. But anyway, my question to you, Shai, Netflix, Amazon Prime, or Disney Plus, or something else? Which one? What would you go to? What would you go to?
What are you doing to me?
I know, right?
Oh my gosh. Okay, let me see. So, once again, I think variety in my life is something that I'm never going to be able to get
I love
rid of
the fact your answer is going to be, can I give you 3? And you'll just pick the 3 I give you. Can I just pick 3 again? And I'll just do that. That's fine. I'll go for Amazon, Disney, and Netflix. This is great.
Oh my God. What do you expect me to do?
Okay, here's a better one. Okay, out of all 3, because you're going to pick all 3. You're just going to choose all 3, and that's fine. What is a box series that you're watching that's probably appropriate to say on this channel?
Okay, let's see. I'm watching right now from Disney Plus, I've been rewatching Recess.
Oh, no way.
I know that's
so funny.
It's so hilarious because it's just, once again, it's just about turning your mind off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of people will look at me, well, my partner will look at me and go, really? And I'll be like, but it's literally just because it not only is it nostalgic,
right,
but it is literally a reason for me to turn my brain off, right? Because it just goes back to, it's not educational, it's not, unless when we were growing up, it was the show where you kind of learn right from wrong, maybe don't assume that the teacher's a spy right away, ask them first, all that weird stuff. But it's nothing crazy, but it's literally, once again, about just feeling good, something that makes you feel good. It's so important to have that one thing. And for me, it's Disney movies, it's Reset, it's Disney shows like that, because I love to just sit down and feel warm with a cup of hot chocolate, cup of coffee, cup of tea, whatever I'm drinking, just sitting there enjoying a movie, enjoying something that I don't have to use my brain for. You know what I mean? Because I do like to read. I can't read a lot because my brain kind of goes a mile a minute. So I'm like, oh. So if I read something, it's got to be nice and short. But when I do read, it is nice. However, my brain is still on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So there is some times where I just need full on meditation that, where I don't do anything. But sometimes when I watch Disney, when I watch, Disney shows, it gives my mind and brain a chance to just go, okay.
Oh yeah.
You're in blowout mode. You're just chilling.
We sat down the other day to watch the new Lady and the Tramp, like the live action version. And I sat down and I was like, I'm gonna watch a movie about talking dogs, and oh my goodness, this is so boring.
Ryan
But
Moffett,
I don't know what it is, but Disney does this thing where you just like, that talking dog needs help. Somebody help the talking dog. Do you know? It just like when the tramp got put into the carriage thing at the end after fighting the rat. And by the way, what a rat! Just saying, like.
I know,
Ew. Anyway, so then he got taken away, and I'm like, somebody go help the dog, please. Tramp needs help. Yeah. And then the big dog, the sniffer dog, who's like old reliable, who has the deepest throat, deepest voice in the world, who's like, I'm gonna go and find you. That when it was like sniffing, I was on the edge of my seat. I was on the edge of my seat going, find it, come on. I don't know what it is about Disney. They just Disney does something that just kind of like melts your heart, I think, sometimes. Most of the time. If you agree with me, comment in below. We're still looking for more questions for Mr. Shy. All right. So Shy, we've kind of been going between 10, 12, 13 people watching. With 10 people watching at the minute, which is great. And they all
hello, everybody.
Love hearts and stuff. And I suppose a lot of people will probably watch it back later and stuff too, which is really cool.
For sure.
So yeah, that's pretty much everything in a nutshell, my friend.
I have a question for you, actually.
Ooh, the interviewer is now being interviewed.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Whoa, tables turn.
Here we go.
Out of left field. When you have to just relax, because as a father, as a husband, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, you wear a lot of hats. Right? You wear a lot of hats, and I'm sure that they all bring you some amazing sense of joy and fulfillment. They definitely do. But for you specifically, because your brain is always going 3,000 miles a minute, I love how fast you think, and I admire that most about you. What do you do to turn off? And how, just by yourself? It might not happen as much right now because I know you got a baby and stuff at home, but. Cute little baby, by the way. He would make so good in a Batman outfit. Just saying.
He is adorable. He is a saint.
Yes, he's so cute. What do you do to turn off?
Okay, what do I do to turn off? I'm not gonna lie. I do struggle to turn off. I feel like, and Amy would tell you, my brain is on the go all the time, thinking of new things, figuring out, before I go to bed, I try to analyze what I need to do tomorrow when I first get up and stuff, which is probably not a great thing. But one of the things that Amy got me this past year at Christmas was the Michael Hyatt series called The Focus of Planning. And then I got a journal thing that's called the Full Focus Planner. So what I do is it's a really cool setup where it kind of breaks down what your day is, but it tells you what are your 3 key points that you need to get done that day. So what are the 3 big things that no matter if there's 20 all little small things, if you get the 3 things done, you will feel accomplished in that day. So I get up, or the night before, I write down what are those 3 things that I'm going to accomplish, and then below that I write down a whole series of other things that I need to do. I mark them off, whether I'm going to get them done or whether I'm going to ask Sophie to do them, or Amy. And I've tried to delegate more this year to try and give myself a bit more time, because that's what I find is that time runs away very, very quickly. And at Christmas, I really wanted to make sure that I use that time wisely with the kids. So that Full Focus Planner has really, really helped. It keeps everything together for me. But towards the end of the night, again, I'll sit on the sofa, I'll have a drink, and I will put my phone upside down. So even if there is a message that comes through, I won't look at it. iPad and computers all go away and things like that. It's difficult because sometimes I might be waiting for a project to come back for an edit, and I know that can be done in like a few seconds. So I sometimes jump back onto the computer at night just to do it, because I know the kids will be asleep and it'll be easier to do it then than in the morning. But I try to do that. I try to meet up with friends once in a while, which is really hard. Like, for parents out there who are watching this, you guys probably know that it is really hard, specifically when they're so little, to still meet up on a regular basis with friends. So like I've a couple of really good friends like Adam and Mark and Simon, who I try to keep in touch with. I try to go out for a pizza and a pint or something like that to try and recharge and do things. And I don't read a lot either, but Amy got me recently my favorite book, which is Danny, Champion of the World by Roald Dahl. It's such a weird one because people are like, really? You like that book? That's your favorite book? And I'm like, yeah, it's awesome. What kind of 8-year-old kid thinks about putting sleeping tablets and raisins to get pheasants? Come on, people. So I know, right?
I've never heard of
this
book.
Well, you need to read this book. It's a lot of fun.
It's called Danny Champion?
Danny, Champion of the World by Roald Dahl. It's one of my favorites. So I do that. I try as well to, in the mornings, I try to, as a Christian, I try to have time that's devotional. So I try, and again, it's so hard because life just throws curveballs, but I try to do daily devotionals every morning. And I use a thing called Your Time of Grace, which is an American website, and they do video tutorials. So I sit down, I have a cup of coffee, I watch the tutorial, try to switch off from everything else in the world. And then once that's over, it's like, okay, boom, let's go get him. Let's try and make something of the world. But, you know, you've said a lot of really nice, positive things, and I just want to make sure everybody knows I am not paying him to say those. But what's cool is that I am a human being at the end of the day, and there are tough days and there are good days. Yesterday, I'm not going to lie, was a bit of a tough day. I struggled a lot yesterday. I was really annoyed with some things, and I was really determined to try and get the Sophie and Jack show to the quality of even what we're doing right now. But I struggled a lot with it at the time, and I felt like, the day was just a waste. And I think that's my biggest thing, is if I feel like the day has just been wasted, I then feel like I'm a bit of a numpty or a loser. A numpty. But one of the things that one of our staff members, Jack, he messaged me at one point because he could see I was a little bit down and stuff, and I had messaged him to tell him that I was feeling a little low. He wrote back and he's like, dude, tomorrow's a new day. You just get to recharge. You get, you're like a battery pack. You go to bed, you recharge, and you start again. You get going in the morning. And I was like, you know what? You're totally right. So
Jack said this.
I know. Jack.
Like Jacko.
Yeah, Jacko. He, like, full wisdom from Jacko last night.
God.
I know. It was incredible.
Oh my God.
So
I love that.
I was really encouraged by him, and I love the fact that he was like really kind of like, some people would be like, suck it up, Moffett, just get on with it. But he was really nice about his approach to it. He was really, you'd be fine. Just, different person in the morning. I think Sophie had messages as well, and she was like, you know what? Tomorrow's a new day. Just go get it. And I was like, you know what? You're completely right. So it's good to have people like that around you that kind of help and see that stuff, So
I'm just gonna reaffirm what you just said. I like to have people like that in your life, especially in the role that you have, is so important. And I thank them so much for reminding you that you are human, because in roles of leadership, in roles of what we feel like the most, and I don't want to say powerful, but I mean like just thriving all the time. I feel like we should thrive all the time, and like produce all the time, just because we are in a leadership role. You need to be reminded that you are a human being.
Yes,
you have to be reminded. You know what I mean? And it like, no matter what role you're in, no matter how invincible, that's the word I was looking for. How invincible you feel, how fantastically overcoming you look at everything and every obstacle. You still need to be reminded that you're a human being. And I appreciate the fact that Sophie and Jack were there for you for that time, because it is not easy to have that happen. You know what I mean? So
and
so
that goes the
good
same
on them.
for my wife. Like Amy is my biggest support.
Oh,
100%. Like she knows
without
whenever
even
I'm
without.
down, she knows if I need help, and she encourages me so much. And she's probably still watching, so I just want to say I love you, because I do. I love you so much,
I love you, Amy, so
and she's
much.
so
I
good,
love
and
her.
she is my rock. And apart from the Lord, it goes God,
Yeah.
Amy, kids, everything else. And I love her so much for it. And she keeps me grounded sometimes when I need to be more grounded, but she lets me float whenever I
Sure.
need to go into outer space. She's like, "Go for it, Ryan. You go float." So, and I'm like, "Okay." So yeah,
Love the
I
teamwork.
know it's a good team. It's a good team. Well, you are a glorious guest. Yes, you
Right
are.
on. Hey, thank you so much for having me. I
Oh
appreciate this.
no! I hope people enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed hosting it with you and getting to catch up with you. And hopefully, very very soon we will see you in person. Fingers crossed, everything goes so well for the summer.
Yes, and
But
all the
most
best for
importantly,
Danville, Kentucky, everything
yeah,
that's going on as well. We're just gonna hope for the best.
most important is that you stay safe and that you keep washing those beautiful hands of yours and just take care of everybody around you as well. We will
You
see
guys
you
as
very,
well.
very, very soon, my friend, and we will have a party. Woo! Yeah,
Yeah,
party.
sounds good.
So good, so good.
Mm.
So if you
All right.
enjoyed this show, guys, let's all say bye-bye to Shy. Love you, Shy.
Bye, guys. Thank you
Woo!
for having
I'm
me.
just gonna, I'm
Mwah.
gonna just,
Love
you can
you.
stay on for a second, or do you need to go? Do you need to go to work?
No, it's good.
Okay,
You're
I'm
good.
just
I'm
gonna
good.
hide you for a second, then I'll talk to you afterwards. So folks,
No worries.
that is our first live interview session done and dusted with inspiring people from all around the world. First one on is Mr. Shaidon Woods. So folks, we're gonna hopefully try and get more of these put into our planner for the next year. Well, not next year, next couple of months. Apologies. But I've also, my next one, fingers crossed, all going well, I have outreach to my friend Eric Paul, who is also called AKA Spider from the Young Americans. And he owns his own dance company now as well, where he does a lot of freelance stuff and goes around. But more importantly, it's not just always about the dance, it's about the positivity and encouraging others around you. So hopefully we'll have him on the show and he'll be able to talk to you guys a little bit as well. Apart from that, we wish you all of God's blessings. We hope that you stay safe. Take care of all of those wonderful families. If you like this video, I'm going to ask you to share it. I'm going to ask you to comment and say how much you enjoyed it. What were some of your favorite parts? Let this thing go viral, people, so that we get more and more people who watch all of our inspiring people over the next couple of weeks. And everybody take care, stay safe, love you lots. Bye bye.